All right. Hello, everyone. Happy August 2nd. I'm super excited for a new month with you guys. Noelle Cruz and Jamie Hughes, Presidential Diamond Sisters with It Works Global. We are super excited to be here with you today. Thanks for taking some time out of your busy day to join us. So Jamie actually was going to start our call off, so take it away. Oh.
Hey guys, sorry, I was muted. And I just got out of the shower, so hi. And I got kids running around. Gabe, okay, we're not gonna see Daddy right now. Hold on. All right, you guys, so I didn't plan this at all. So this is just really quick here, but I was reading this morning and I felt this fitting because we're gonna hear from a couple ladies today that have recently gone to an event. And I gonna talk to you just really quick about why those are so important, along with being on these Zooms and just being a part of our culture in our company. So I'm reading this book. Can you see that? Eat, Pray, Hustle. And hold on a second. Sorry. Like I said, not planned. Savannah, mommy's on the phone. Gabe, help with the show. Go watch the show. Maybe I can do this. I don't know. And I can't go in another room, so. Hold on. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, they're going to have some oranges. Okay, so in this book, I'm actually on day 17, and she's talking about protecting our dreams. And we all started this business for some reason, right? Whether it's to make some extra income, to help support some dream that maybe you have, or maybe you started and you didn't have a dream, but you found one. You realized you have potential and you can make something better for your life. So in this chapter, she talks about protecting that. And I just wanted to read this portion. Okay, it says, dreams require a healthy environment. Part of stewardship is protecting. The environment you create around your fulfilled dream will be necessary. The doctors used to use this phrase all the time with our infants. We need them to thrive to live. So thrive to live is the statement, or the phrase. What this meant was the fragility of this new life required the environment not just to be good enough, but to be a climate to thrive. It was the only way to ensure essential health and vitality. So what does this mean practically? What you listen to on a daily basis, read, hang around, or consume needs to be healthy. If you are trying to live, got somebody on there. If you are trying, where did I leave off? If you are trying to live as a newly married woman and all you do is read about the dating life, hang out with single women, and watch shows glamorizing single women, you aren't setting a thrive to live environment. Let's say you've just had a promise fulfilled of getting your dream job. The best thing you can do is get a life coach or someone to help you adjust. Read books on the position and try to connect with those who have done this before. Sitting back and thinking, I've got this, now I can go on autopilot, will jeopardize your full promise. You are responsible for your environment, so go for it. Do what you need to do. Next page. So I guess that was all of that. So basically, what I was getting at is that we need to
Jamie, you're muted. There we go.
How about now?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. So basically, what I was going to say is just, protect what you have and continue to learn. All of you who are on this Zoom, awesome. You guys, that's what you need to be doing right now. You need to be on here learning and hearing from other people. Get some personal development books. This is a good one. have something, spend 30 minutes every day, 20 minutes, you know, it doesn't even have to be all in a row. I don't get it all in a row sometimes, obviously. Um, but, you know, just do something to help yourself to grow. So that was all I had, Noelle.
That was so good. And, you know, I've never actually heard that in relation to you have to have a healthy environment to thrive. But I love that analogy because, I mean, I can look back, and you and I have been in this business for 4.5 years now. And 100% of the time, if people are not instantly plugging in, so basically you become a distributor, which is like you give birth, right? You are born. And you instantly have to have that milk. And that milk is plugging into the team calls and the videos and just plugging in like literally this right here is your primary milk, right? And if you don't do that, 100% of the time you will die, typically within 30 days. If I don't see people plugging in, you know, within really immediately, within their first 30 days, they are typically gone. And, you know, me as a sponsor, personally, the way that I work is I will reach out and reach out and reach out for about 45 to 60 days. After that point, if you are not coming to me and you're not plugging in, like there's nothing I can do to help you. I can want it for you more than anything in the world, but if you're not actually feeding yourself, I cannot drag a dead body along, right? And so I just love that analogy. And I think that that's so important. Like those of you who are on this and those of you who are going to be watching the replay, like this is your milk. This is your sustenance. And when you can plug in and, you know, do things like get to events and feed your soul, that is when your business is going to boom and your life is going to change. So I think that that's so cool.
Yep. So this is your baby. Create a good environment for it to thrive.
Keep your newborn alive, right?
Yes.
Like that's easy. We all know how to keep a baby alive. Feed it, change the diapers, right? Eat, sleep, poop. Very, very simple.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, good. Well, you guys, I'm super excited to hear from some ladies today. For a bunch of different reasons, actually. But 3 of these ladies actually attended some of them, their very first event, but a really intimate event. And so the first person I want to talk to is Adriana. So Adriana is a brand new distributor on my team. She signed up with the $9.99 promo, and you guys, like, she's going to tell you her story, but she's been following me for 2 years. I had never heard from her, right? And she just jumped in with both feet. She signed up 3 distributors and a couple of loyals, like right away. So Adriana, why don't you tell everyone who you are and where you're from and just your story and how you got started.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Never done this before, so it's pretty exciting. I'm from Nebraska, small town, western Nebraska called Scotts Bluff. I signed on with the $9.99 deal, like Noelle said, and I watched her for 2.5 years, all the while thinking, wow, I should do this. Wow, I should do this. And finally, I just did. I just felt like it was beyond time. And so really, like, at first I was kind of like, okay, I just want to do this and use the products and stuff. And then I literally, like, later that night, was like, I should try this and, you know, see what I can do. There's no limit except for the ones I put on myself. So I did, and I have been working my tail off, and it's paying off. I mean, slowly but surely. I feel like it can't go fast enough, but just don't give up, because eventually things are going to start clicking. The Cheyenne Mini Bootcamp was my first event. It was super, super neat, just to hear from all of these people. We had a lot of the, you know, like bigger people, you know, presidential diamonds, and there was an ambassador diamond, and of course, Mark and Cindy and Cammie were all there, which I thought was so cool that he would come clear out here to the middle of nowhere, to share with us and to inspire us, and you know, just breathe into us, basically. For me, being so new, I found it extremely inspiring, and it motivated me to be even more driven and to not give up. I learned, some things I hadn't really thought about, like the importance of blitzing and doing parties. And it's going to take a while to come out of your comfort zone. I know I'm still working on it, but I wrapped a couple people at work this weekend after, Sunday morning after I got back from boot camp. And it just like, then I discovered how amazing it is to see these people when they take the wrap off for the first time and they're like, oh my gosh. And so that was incredible, just incredible. I'm a single mom. I have joint custody with my daughter's dad, which can be difficult at times, to say the least. So she ultimately is my why. She is my life and what's kept me going for the 10 years that she's been alive. And I just want to give her better. I want to do better for us. She's not getting any cheaper as she gets older. So, the money will be great, but also she's not here right now, but she loves to jump on the Zooms and the power hours with me. And she's already starting to pick up on things, like the faith and just the perseverance that it requires to be successful in life. And it's really, it is a life lesson. It's not just solely to this business. So that's kind of my big thing, is just keep going and, don't stop. Don't ever stop. Just believe in yourself and have faith that things are going to work out the way they're supposed to.
So talk to me a little bit about boot camp, because I know that even getting there was kind of an issue, and you originally had some people that were going to go with you.
Yes.
And so what all happened with all of that?
People just couldn't come up with the money, or they had stuff going on, which, I get, life happens. But I was really fortunate to be able to catch a ride with Brooke. And it was a blast. We talked the whole way down there. She's a double diamond. So I learned a lot, just on the ride to and from. All I can say is get to the events, so get to them. Make it happen if it's at all possible. It is so worth it. You just pick up little tips and tricks, and I found myself learning a lot about myself as well as the company, which was pretty awesome. So
that's good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So thank you for encouraging me to make it and go.
Yes, I'm so excited for you. There's rarely stuff in Colorado and Wyoming. Literally one of the last events that was there, I flew across the country to go do a round of One Team One missions in Nebraska and Colorado. That was years ago. We need that to happen again. Not by me, by somebody else.
Well, I think that's actually when I met you a couple years ago. So at the coffee shop.
Had to have been. Yeah. Yes. So crazy. Yeah. I was there for an event, and I blitzed Adriana, and that's so crazy.
Yep.
So,
here I am.
Well, hi, baby girl. My little one just woke up from a nap. All right. Well, thank you I know you're at work, so thank you so much for taking some time to join us. And I am going to be seeing you at conference. I know. So
yes, I am determined. So I'm actually going to stay on here for a little while. I don't have to be back until 1. So
awesome. All right. We'll talk to you a little bit later.
All right. Thank you, Noelle.
Okay, you guys, and for those of you who can stay on till the end, Jamie and I have something kind of exciting to share with you regarding conference, so stay tuned. But we have another gal who is on here, and she is also at work and has to get back fairly shortly. So I want you guys to hear from Leslie Hockaday. She has been with us for a few months now. I'm going to let her tell her story, but she also went to the Cheyenne Bootcamp, and she just recently promoted to executive, almost Ruby, and she was disappointed that she didn't quite make it until they came out with the Ruby promotion for this month, and I was like, that's okay, you're just going to go flying into Ruby this month. So, Leslie, are you there? We will find you. Can you hear? Oh, you are super broken up. I'm going to find you. Hold on. Keep talking. Oh, I see you. You're way.
hear me yet?
Oh, you're coming in. Keep talking. No. Do we need to come back to you? We can totally come back to you when you have better reception. I can't even find her, you guys. I think I lost her. Let me see. I think we lost her. I know she's got a little bit more time before she's... Yep. Where are you?
I'm at City Market.
You're City Market. Oh my gosh. Okay, keep talking. Maybe if you turn your video off, we will be able to hear you better.
How about that?
You're still broken.
What about now?
Yep, you're good now. Hey, take her out of here. Leslie, do we need to come back to you?
I think so. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Let's come back to Leslie. Adriana actually had was talking about Brooke, and Brooke Fail is one of our double diamonds out of Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and she was able to carpool and take Adriana to that Cheyenne boot camp. And so, Brooke, are you there?
I am.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good. So, okay, this is not your first event, but I want to
No.
hear from you because you got to be in a room with a handful of other people and Mark Pentecost. And
Yeah.
just tell us about this.
It was amazing. There was probably around 40 of us. And all three, Mark, Cindy, and Cammie were all in there. They all set up on stage. And it was like we just had a powwow. Like, it just was like a really intimate meeting. It wasn't like your typical conference. It wasn't your typical one team, one mission. Like, it just was like a powwow. Like, I don't even know how else to explain it. It just was amazing. And it was, I think I took more out of it just what Cindy was pouring into us. Like, she just was really, this was all about being a leader and just, stepping up to the plate. One of the big things that she said is that something that she did for herself was to tell her that you don't want to say, I have to do something. You want to say, I get to. Like, I have to clean my house. I mean, you should be great that you have a house. Like, I get to clean my house because I actually have one. I can pay that bill. Some people don't have that. Some people are living in a van. Some people are, jumping couch to couch, trying to make ends meet. But you get to clean your house. So it's all about your outlook on things. And that just stuck with me so much. It's easy to be negative.
So, Brooke, you're a double diamond, and a lot of people will be like, oh, well, you're a double diamond. Like, why do you go to an event, right? Like, you've arrived, quote unquote. So why do you go to events?
Because no matter what stage you are in your journey, they are so inspiring. They're inspiring to hear from people that, if they were to bring, I've been at some that, instead of having all the diamonds and above, walk across the stage, they made everybody stand at your different levels. But then they had one person speak out of each level and say their journey and what they're looking forward to. And that for me was just amazing in itself, because it inspires you to help your team underneath you, just because you have your why, everybody else has their why. They all need to be important in your lives. And you can lose track on that when you're focused on where you're going next.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. And, I always say, if you are having a rough day, week, month, whatever, you need the event. But if you're just rocking it and you're on fire, the event needs you. So no matter what, we've got to get to these events. And it really, I mean, it all goes back to what Jamie was reading earlier, where you need that sustenance, and getting to those events is part of that sustenance. And I think that ultimately, when you're plugging in weekly with your team, really, I mean, daily, weekly, and then you're getting to events monthly, but then getting to our bigger events annually, like, that is what keeps people going. And at the end of the day, the people who show up go up, right? And I know that, I mean, how many big events have you been to?
3.
You've been to how many conferences, how many green carpets?
1 conference, 2 green carpets.
Okay. And conference this year?
Yeah, I didn't get to go this year.
No.
Next year. I'll be there. I'm going to start saving now so I don't run into that problem.
Yeah, exactly.
No, after this mini boot camp, I got to hear from a presidential from Vegas that, you know, she was booming. She gave birth to her son, hemorrhaged, had to stay in the hospital, collapsed lung, like crazy. This woman has been through so much in her life. But she promoted to double diamond when all this was happening. And then life really got in the way. They found out she had cervical cancer, and a lot of stuff happened to them, and they lost it. Yes, Amanda, Nicole, amazing. She went all the way down to Ruby. She was paid as a Ruby in February, and she promoted to triple diamond in March because her and her husband, they just looked at each other and said, okay, no more. Either we're going to do this or we're not. And to hear their struggle and to hear them go all the way down and to be able to climb back up, it was amazing and something that I needed to hear because I have lost rank. I mean, it does happen, but there's nothing wrong with it. That means that you need to find a stronger team. I've learned a lot about myself from losing rank. I've learned a lot. I've found myself, you know, going back to Jesus and back to God, back to church. Like, it has led that for me. I mean, most conferences, most one team, one missions, I leave crying, but I really was leaving crying on Saturday because I needed it. I needed it really bad. You know, my sister decided to tell me that she couldn't watch my kids. And so I scrambled to find a babysitter because I was going. My car cannot make it out of town because I need a new one. My transmission's going out. So I just had to tell my husband that I was taking his truck, whether he liked it or not. The devil works, and he tries and prides, and you just have to push past it. And it's hard. I have my days.
Yeah. He works in overtime in a lot of our lives. And I think especially in the beginning, and especially when we're in those valleys, because he knows that he can get you while you're down. But I love that you have the tenacity to say, this is what we're doing and it's going to happen. And that's, I think, when he can take a step back and say, oh, I'm not going to mess with her so much anymore. Right? Because he only messed with you so long. And then he's like, oh, well, this isn't fun anymore because I'm not winning. Right?
Yeah. So move on to the next person.
Yep, exactly. So that's awesome. Well, I'm so excited you were able to go. I'm so excited that you were able to take Adriana and just pour into her. And I cannot wait to see you in February. I just need to get your neck. It's been way too long.
I know.
All right. Well, have a good day, Brooke.
You too.
Okay, you guys. I want to talk to Leslie before she has to go back to work. And I think she has reception now. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Is it super echoey?
You're fine. We can hear you now, so that's important. Okay, so tell everyone who you are, where you're from, how long you've been in the business, and what events have you been to so far, and how has that impacted your business?
So I started It Works in January 26th of this year. I signed, and I started working the business pretty steadily in February. I have been to a boot camp and I'm from Colorado. I've been to a boot camp in Phoenix. I was at Green Carpet, and then I just went to this boot camp in Cheyenne.
Awesome. And Leslie, you are not someone who has the means to travel. You are not someone who has the means to do much. So share with us a little bit about that.
So so when we went to Phoenix, everyone kept saying how good events were, that I really needed to go. And so I sort of came up with the money to go to Phoenix. That was a little bit of a struggle. I actually, I spent everything that I had, but I went to Phoenix and it was life-changing. And so I had been wanting to go to Green Carpet, and Noelle, I said, okay, if I have a choice to go. Oops, are you there?
I'm here.
I said, if I have the chance to go to Green Carpet or something else, what should I do? And I remember just Noelle telling me how great Green Carpet would be, not to put myself in a position. Well, I actually ended up selling some furniture to go to Green Carpet because I had gotten so much out of the boot camp. And I think that Green Carpet took me from this, I've done other at-home type based businesses, and I never was successful. And I think that's because I was never plugged in like I am with this. And for one, we just have a way better company. But Green Carpet was life-changing for me. So for this trip, I knew this was coming up, and I really wanted to take my new distributors to Cheyenne because I know how life-changing the events were for me. And so I was saving all of my commissions because I knew two of my girls couldn't go because they couldn't afford a hotel, they couldn't afford gas. And so I said, okay, if you can get your tickets, I'll get us there and pay for the rest. And I was really nervous about that because I put that out there and I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. But I did. And I am so glad that I did. I went just for them at the beginning, but I realized that there's a lot more there for me too. So
tell me what you got out of boot camp. How was that impactful for your business? Because I know how Green Carpet was impactful for your business. I know that just changed everything for you. But are you glad that after having been to another boot camp previously and a big corporate event like Green Carpet, is it still important to get to these events?
I think absolutely, because, after coming out of Green Carpet, I was really on fire. I was ready to go. I was ready to do whatever it take. I had no fear. I didn't care who I blitzed, who I talked to. I was ready to go. And I thought going into Cheyenne that I still had the same beliefs, or same, kind of the on fire feeling. But then when I got there, and in fact, when we got there, so Phoenix was a lot bigger boot camp. And so when we first got to Cheyenne, I was like, oh, this is kind of small. And I was thinking, I was letting kind of the devil play on me that it wasn't going to be worth it. But then it totally was worth it. And I didn't realize how much I needed it until after I had been there. And the thing that I needed that I got from all the other events, and again at this one, was another success story from someone else who started just like I did. Those are the things that motivate me, is to see people just like me start off in the same place I started and become successful. And I loved that. Nicole was a huge inspiration to me. I tracked her down after boot camp and took a picture with her. Her picture is actually on my dream board because now when I look at my dream board and I think, I don't know if I can do this, I can see the picture of her and I know she did it. And so if she did it, I can.
That's so good. So congratulations on your promotion to executive last month. And what's the next step for you?
Definitely Ruby, obviously. I've got my Ruby chart filled out and I'm so close. I'm like 300 away in my one leg to go Ruby, which it just blows my mind because I thought for sure it would take me years to get to Diamond. And I've had a dream board 3 times before with other things that I've done. I literally, the pictures that were on my old dream board, I took off to put on my new HitWorks dream board, and they were all wrinkled. And I was going to throw them away and get new ones, but, I was thinking those were my dreams from the beginning, and I didn't want to give up on those, so I stuck them on my new dream board. And I will tell you that this is the first time I've ever been able to look at my board and actually think that it might happen. It might really, really happen. And so now I'm really excited. So I actually last night put a $58,000 car on my dream board because I decided I'd put something up there that was really a dream.
That's amazing. I'm so excited for you. And I know that you're going to hit Ruby this month, and you're not stopping there because you're boxed in for Diamond already. So it's just a matter of making that a reality. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, you're amazing, and I cannot wait to see you at conference.
I'll be there in Diamond in a bikini.
In Diamond in a bikini. Yes. Check 1 goal, check 2 goals off of that list. That's awesome. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, you guys. So the last person I want to talk to is Beth Dolan. And she just promoted to Ruby last month. And you guys, like, she came into this business guns blazing. And I cannot wait for you to hear her story. So, Beth, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, so tell everyone who you are and where you're from and how you got started.
Okay, so I'm Beth, and I'm from South Carolina. And, I got started in June with the $9.99 promotion and just have been like all in since.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I've got kids playing in the background. I want you guys to hear this. So you got started with the $9.99 promotion the last week of June, and you just jumped in. So in that time, how many customers and how many distributors have you personally enrolled?
I have 29 distributors, and I have 22 personally enrolled customers.
Okay, so in 5 weeks. Okay, so basically you're diamond structured. You just promoted to Ruby. You potentially are going to jump past Emerald and go to Diamond in your second month. That's super exciting. You're going to get a $10,000 bonus. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now everyone on here is like, how did you do that? So tell us your story. Tell us what you did, what you didn't do, and how'd you make that happen?
Okay, so basically I ask as many questions as I possibly can. I stay plugged in. I'm a very, I took that color personality test, and I am red to the max. I'm just mostly red. So I made sure I got to get myself organized and to, lay out my goals. That's actually what I'm doing right now, is setting all my goals that I want to reach for the month of August. And I'm actually filling out my hundreds list too for this month. I had one last month, and I'm filling out brand new 100 lists for this month. I just talk to everybody I can. If I'm at the grocery store, I used to carry Blitz cards with me, which I still do, but now I just get a conversation going and ask for their name on Facebook. Once I have them on Facebook, then I turn It Works on. Before I just want to become their friend, and now once I got them on my Facebook, they're in my warm market, and it's time to figure out what I can do to help them. With distributors, I basically, when people tell me they don't have money, I ask them if they want to make money. Nobody doesn't want to make money, so it works out that way too. Let's see. I do a lot of personal development too. I didn't have a lot of self-confidence, but this has definitely bumped that a lot. I used to be, I'm still shy, but I just overcome it because it's so worth it. The benefits I've received just from the month of July, get over yourself. It is so worth it.
Okay, so what are you reading? What are you doing for personal development?
Well, actually, I was talking to Montana this morning about new books to try, and she recommended Tony Robbins. I love Les Brown. He's very Christian motivator type of person, and so I'm big in my faith and walk with God, so that helps me a lot too. And also, I just take a moment when I wake up in the morning. I take that moment to pray, not only for myself and my business, but my team and their business. Anyone that just needs this help, needs this business, I pray that God brings them to me. Like, for just any way that he can, just open the doors and let me get to them. I found that ever since, like, I just make it a time to spend, even if it's 10 minutes in prayer with God and just a little devotion, that sets my day up for positivity and just helps me so much.
That's awesome. So good. Well, I am super, super excited for you. So what is next on the agenda for you? What's going to happen for you in August?
I'm going diamond, and I will be a diamond at Nashville, and I am so excited. And let's see, I've told Montana I will be triple by Christmas.
Nice. Awesome. Well, I am super, super excited for you. Thank you so much for sharing with us. So if there's one tip that you could give everybody on this Zoom, whether they just started 5 weeks ago or whether they've been in for 2 years, what would that be?
Find someone who you can relate to with this business, whether it's your like personally enrolled upline or another leader. Find them and lean on them, like follow them, do what they do. It's like called copy the right cat. Like, find who you can most relate to, because that is who you're gonna thrive to be more like, and stay plugged in with everything. Like, the days that I miss a Zoom or the days that I miss a training or something are the days I'm like, I really don't want to do this. And that's when I need it the most. Mm-hmm. So just stay plugged in, and that's going to help you the most.
Awesome. Well, I will be seeing you in Nashville as a diamond.
Yay!
Yay! Thanks for being on, Beth.
Thanks.
Okay, so you guys, so we've been talking about events today. Heard from some ladies who have promoted. I'm super excited for them. If you guys don't know where to find your events, download the Wired app, and there is a category called events, and you need to be looking at that weekly. I know that I'm having an event next week here, local in Michigan. And, all of my local team can plug into that. You have so many of the leaders on this team that are hosting events around the country, but there's also corporate events that you can plug into. Personally, I have not missed a One Team, One Mission each month since I started. I remember my very first One Team, One Mission. I didn't know much about much. I literally was 5 weeks in the business. I was a newly promoted Ruby, but because I had been in a previous network marketing company, I knew how important events were. I knew that if you wanted to be successful, you had to do what the successful people did, and they went to events. And so I searched the corporate calendar. That's also at events.myatworks.com is where you can find that corporate calendar. I found an event in Grand Rapids, 3 hours on the other side of the state. I'm new to Michigan. I don't know what I'm doing, but you know what? I drove across the state. Halfway there, I picked up a couple of guys, and we went to the event together. These guys were interesting. Jamie, one of them is your kind of family, and his friend, and the three of us went to this event, and I was a brand new Ruby. I had no idea who Denise Walsh was. She was an ambassador diamond at the time, not a black diamond. And guys, I have not missed an event since that day, whether it's a One Team, One Mission or a boot camp or a green carpet or a conference, like whether I'm 38 weeks pregnant or have just delivered a baby or, have family in the hospital, whatever it is, like, it's so important to get to those events, not only for you, but for the people that you're going to impact along the way. And so if you are feeling like you're drained and like you're tired or whatever, you need the event. And if you're feeling excited and totally on fire, the event needs you, because then there's those people who are drained who need your energy. So definitely get to any event within your area. Be looking at that calendar weekly, because they update all the time with new things on the calendar. So that being said, I will be in Nashville. Nashville Bootcamp is coming up in September with Melody and Blair McFarland, Chad and Doree Kneller, Susan Wade, Tina and Bubba Hatcliffe. Mark will be there. It's just going to be, Nashville, honestly, is going to be a huge party, you guys. Like, Melody is throwing the party of all parties the night before. I'm super excited. I'm like, I'm not missing that. I'm going to Nashville and buying some real live cowboy boots so that I can get to that party. And then we'll do the event the next day. So it's going to be so much fun. But we have conference coming up. Now, you say, oh my gosh, when's conference? Conference is not until February. But when I say conference is coming up, I mean you need to prepare for it now, okay? Because conference is not a cheap event to get to. Typically the tickets run somewhere around $200, but you know what? We have an amazing company that will give you the exact amount of wrap rewards to actually cover the cost of your ticket. So if you're a little scrappy, you can get your ticket, you can sell your wraps, you can break even on your ticket, but then you've got, travel to get there and hotel, and we squeeze a ton of people into a hotel room. But Jamie and I just have a really quick sneak peek for you. I want you guys to just put this in the back of your mind. In about a week or two, we are going to give you room details for conference. One of my diamonds, Patty Miller, has arranged some killer accommodations, and you guys are going to be jumping, screaming, so excited about what we've got planned for you. So I want you right now to look at the corporate calendar, mark off those dates on your calendar. You are going to want to be in Florida, in Tampa, from January 31st through February 4th, okay? So keep that in mind. It's going to be a Wednesday through a Sunday. So you're going to need to take 5 days. You're going to leave your family, you're going to leave your job, you're going to come to Florida, you're going to have the best time of your life, you're going to grow your business, you're going to make some of the best friends you will ever have, and then you're going to go home a completely transformed person. And so in the next couple of weeks, we are going to release to you the details regarding the accommodations, but I want you guys marking that off on your calendar now. Tell your boss now. Tell your husband now. Tell your kids now. Do what Brooke did and say, okay, I'm taking your truck. There's no other option. My car won't make it. I'm taking yours. Like, make the plans now, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you need to plan now. You need to set aside the money now. And if that means setting aside $100 a month or $150 a month now, you need to make it happen, okay? So don't wait until the last minute. Don't even wait to start planning until next month, because next month and this month even is back to school, you guys. There's always going to be an expense. There's back to school, and then there's birthdays, and then there's holidays, and then, there's all of the things. So I want you guys to plan, okay? So we're going to be talking about this a little bit each week, but plan it. Put it on your calendar now, and then when we release these room details to you guys, you're going to be able to go on and actually book your rooms with your roommates, and it's just going to be amazing. So on that note, Jamie, are you still there? I know she's in Valdez with terrible reception.
I'm here.
Okay. Did you want to add anything about conference or anything?
Oh, sorry. Try to get kids out the door. They're screaming at me. Just get there, you guys. You don't want to miss it. It's been the biggest part of my business in the last four and a half years. I don't know. You can't explain it, I guess. But just get there. I don't have anything, Noel. Just get there.
Just get there. Says the president.
And we do have some.
Get there.
Yeah, just get there. We do have some pretty. I'm really excited for what Patty has found for us, and what we're going to be able to do for some of our team, who really step up and who show us they want this. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Super excited about that. So success leaves clues. Don't ever forget that. If your leaders are getting to events, you go to events. If your leaders tell you to get to an event, you get to an event. And one of the gals who really wanted to be on the Zoom today but wasn't able to, her name is Jira. She started with me a couple months ago, and she went to the Cheyenne Bootcamp. I'm just going to leave you this last story. And a few days before, she was messaging me, and I remember it was the Thursday before, because she was messaging me and she was saying, I'm having a really hard time. I'm really discouraged, and so I said, what do you think you should do about that? And she said, I think I'm going to get on the Black Diamond team call. And I said, I think that is a really good decision, because that's exactly what I was going to tell her to do. So she got on the Black Diamond team call, and she got a little bit of a boost. And she said, okay, that's what I needed. And I said, okay, now what are you going to do? And she said, I'm going to go to this boot camp. And I said, okay. sounds like a really good decision. And she was so discouraged. She didn't want to go. But I told her, I was like, you know what? Like, she was afraid she wasn't going to know anybody. But I said, you know what? The girls that are going with you are your family. You guys are going to do everything together. You're going to have breakfast together. You're going to sit together. You're going to celebrate together. And they are going to be your people. And so she went. And she messaged me afterwards just in tears, because it's that impactful. It is that important. And she really wanted to be on today, but she had a surprise come up where she had to cover something at work. So anyway, when you are feeling down, when you are feeling discouraged, you go to the source, you plug into the heart. And this is what we do, right? We love on each other. We do life together. So I'm so proud of you guys for plugging in today, for being on the Zoom today. And stay tuned. We will have conference info coming soon enough. And if you guys have those dates already marked off on your calendar, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to see that posted in Black Diamond that you are going to be at conference and you're going to get your ticket when they're on sale. So anyway, you guys have an amazing rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.